Who do we make the data understandable to, Gen AI or humans? I love this question. This is a great question. The answer is both, absolutely. And two aspects of this. So one of the most exciting things about generative AI is that it thinks and acts like a human. And so a lot of the data formats that you would make for humans, like dashboards or human readable reports, are useful to generative AI, not to statistical and machine learning systems. Those want lists of PLC codes standardized in tags. And so you could feed it into a machine learning pipeline and train a set of weights. But generative AI, on the other hand, let's say you've written a root cause report for a human. I've put the data sources together that would allow you to sit down and think about this and decide, where did this really come from? Let me read report 1, 2, 3 and come to an answer. Generative AI thinks and talks like a human, and so it also reads that same report exceedingly well. Now, are the formats exactly the same? No, they're not, because the attention span of humans is far more limited than it is by generative AI. So we've done some studies where if you take just raw computer data and feed it to a generative AI, you don't get very good results. You get terrible results feeding it to a human as well. If you transform the data into a human readable format, you get good results from a generative AI or a human. But for a human, you need to aggregate data. Think about like the dashboard context. Like the head of your company needs a final KPI dashboard that's the aggregate of dashboard after dashboard after dashboard because they only have this much time to think. That generative AI, on the other hand, could go read every single dashboard and report down the organization and re-summarize it into a thoughtful report in a matter of tens of seconds. So the difference between generative AI and humans is how much total attention span they have and the time and cost to do it, which is unfathomably less for the generative AI. So there are many human analyst type tasks today that purely make sense to bring into generative AI, and human tasks are being elevated, not de-elevated or eliminated. They're being elevated to more human level tasks at talking about the relationships between us, or shaking hands, compliance things, security things that are essential, that are now aided and co-piloted by generative AI's ability to read far more data. In the case of Gen AI, read far more human-like data, which is really useful. And as you are building things like your SCADAs and your machines, actually thinking ahead to the fact that not only a human just at this factory might read this dashboard, but a generative AI looking over my whole line, over my whole plant, or even maybe my entire enterprise might make use of this report or dashboard at this data structuring too, is something to start thinking about.